And the vast majority of the Muslim community doesn't have to work. And we see the masajid during Salat al-Tarawih. We see the parking lots, right? We see what the situation is now, right? And we know that on Eid, there's going to be this mass populace of Muslims are going to come out of the woodwork and they're going to show up and traffic will be jammed and all kinds of and funny faces. Like, I haven't seen this face forever. Subhanallah, mashallah, you're still alive. May Allah bless you. And then the masajid will be empty. Except for the ones whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's fadl is upon. And we're seeing that upon us right now because we're here. We have to recognize it for what it is. It's not just like, well, I'm not anything to do. It's a rainy day. Maybe there's nothing on TV, so I'll just go to the masjid and pray my dhuhr salah. No. That can't be the thinking. That can't be the mentality. For us to be here, it requires the rahmah and the fadl of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The qubuliyah, right? This acceptance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be in his masjid, in his bayt. An invitation has to be bestowed. So we have to recognize that, subhanallah, we are here and it's amazing. It's not just dhuhr salah. On Yawm al-Qiyamah, when we actually see the impact of what is often considered to be insignificant, whether good deeds or bad deeds, and we find out that there's no such thing as insignificant in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in relation to either one. The good deeds or the bad deeds. Hasanat and sayyat. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is the month of Quran, Shahrul Quran. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala introduces himself, right? Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Throughout the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you see it's Ghafur Rahim, right? Inna Allah bikum la ra'ufur rahim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that yes, he has these attributes. And this month of Ramadan is a manifestation for all of us. It is a blessing, a ni'mah from Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is expressing to us that he is Ar-Rahman, that he is Ar-Rahim, he is Al-Ghafur, he is Ar-Ra'uf. Lahul asma'ul husna. So this month of Ramadan, we should have hope and share that hope even with those who aren't here. It could be that this month of Ramadan, hopefully, inshallah, you did something for the first time that you haven't done in any previous Ramadan. For some people, this is their first Ramadan. Last year, we had a brother, mashallah. He's a born Muslim brother. And he's about my age. And last year was his first time fasting the whole month of Ramadan. And he shared this with me and he was in tears. He was so happy. This is the rahmah of Allah. That how many years had been missed or had been just the opportunity. But that Ramadan, and now he's also fasting this Ramadan. His life has changed. That's hope. That's what happens in Ramadan. Maybe this Ramadan you completed more Qur'ans than any previous Ramadan. Maybe this Ramadan was the first time that you, mashallah, all 20 rakats, right? Every day, up until this point, inshallah. May Allah ta'ala give you tawfiq to finish it up, inshallah. But we start to get a little anxious at the end, be like, I don't want to mess up in the last end. Yeah? Maybe this is the Ramadan that hopefully, inshallah, that you did something that you never did any other previous Ramadan. That lets us know that, look, it is possible to change. Yes, it is true. Most people don't want to. But most people are not you. You have to decide for yourself, as I have to decide for myself, whether or not I want to change. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. So is change possible? Yes. And Allah Ta'ala tells us that I will change you if you want to change. But do you want to? So this Ramadan, this month of hope, this month of rahmah, this month of maghfirah, this month from the fadl of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have to make a decision because Shawwal is coming. Do you want to change? Or was this just like, I have to get this done? Now, most of you here, because you're here, you're like, mashallah. Again, you have a special status, whether we realize it or not. You're in the masjid. So most of probably what I'm saying is not, it's for all of us, myself included, but there may be this message of hope that comes with our deen. Allah Ta'ala tells us it doesn't please Him that we are in a state of kufr. It's not something that Allah Ta'ala likes for us. The nifaq, the shirk, the jahalat, these are not things that Allah Ta'ala likes for us. Nor for our neighbors, nor for our family members, or our co-workers, or our classmates, or even these non-Muslims. So share this message of hope that comes with our deen, the deen of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who is what? Rahmatun lil alameen. He came to bring hope. If you think about it, if you look at everything that is, as it escalates and erodes around us in the entire world, you can pick you want to talk about the weather, you want to talk about politics, geopolitics, you want to talk about economics, you want to talk about social and moral, you pick your psychology, you pick your issue. We are in a state of erosion. This is the decline of humanity. And yet still, that Quran has not changed. Still, the Nabuwwat of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is still crystal clear for anybody who wants it. The deen of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is there for anybody who wants it. Meaning, if you want hope, it's there. Allah has not abandoned humanity. Walakin, have human beings abandoned hope in their own selves? Don't give up. No matter what is taking place up until this point, you are in Ramadan and you are a Muslim. You have this kalima, la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, the greatest ni'mah in this entire universe. You wield it, you hold it, you carry it. Open up the treasure box. In this kalima, it is a treasure chest, yeah? And when you open it, you find hope. Share that hope with your family members and your neighbors and your peers and your co-workers. Think about this hope that no matter what you see in the news, no matter what current events are taking place, no matter what you or your family may be going through personally, know that you are a bearer of that kalima, that you always have hope. وَلَا تَقْنَطُوا مِنْ رَحْمَةِ اللَّهِ. And never ever lose hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because my dear beautiful brothers, this is kufr. Yes. People talk about depression, anxiety, hopelessness. You don't know your deen. There's no way that a Muslim should be making any of those type of statements. If that is the situation, then that means let's deal with the ignorance, because I'm ignorant of the hope that I should have in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I am ignorant with what Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, ma jaha bih, what he came with, which is hope. In the Quran is hope, in the Sunnah is hope, in ita'a, in ittiba'u Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is hope. So no matter what happens for the remainder of Ramadan and Shawwal and the months and the years, the remainder of our life to come, never lose hope. Never lose hope and become, this is part of being a nur, right? Is that with that nur, that inshallah you become, wherever you go, a beacon of hope for everybody else. That when they are confused, you are not. When they are depressed, you are not. When they are anxious and worried, You are not. Because in that, when they see you, they say, where is he getting this from? What, like all this that is going on, how is it this person doesn't seem to be affected like the rest of us? And you can explain to them. You can explain to them about the akhirah. You can explain to them about Jannah. You can explain to them about the hope that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came with. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to benefit from that hope, to access that hope to its fullest. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fill our hearts with that hope and turn that hope into an actualized nur that we see on our faces. It emanates from our hearts. It comes out from our mouths and our tongues. It's in our relationships and our interactions. It is in everything that we do, that we become an extension of the hope that came with Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. اللهم اغفر لنا وللمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا يا كريم اللهم إنا نسألك العفو والعافية والمعافاة ونسألك من فضلك يا ذا الفضل العظيم يا مثبت القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك يا مصرف القلوب صرف قلوبنا على طاعتك ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار صلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين برحمتك نستغيث جزاكم الله خيرا جزاء السلام عليكم ورحمة الله